Welcome everybody to episode 7, which is crazy, of Tales from the Tackle Shop. And we've had a monumental break.
I thought you died, to be fair.
Just thought I'd display this.
Oh.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, but the thing is, you haven't won nothing yet, have you?
JV, Matt Page, John Taylor.
There's a few others
Sid.
that have been brought to my attention that were waiting for Spurs to beat you. Season ticket holders that are waiting to give it to you, but they just
Watling,
can't. They're just Spursy.
big nose.
Yeah.
He's obviously Jewish.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd start it off as we mean to carry on. We're going to start the old winter campaign, bit of Winter League stuff, and lots of...
Winter League stuff? What?
not today.
I was going to say, I
No.
thought this was talking about Ireland.
No, we are going to talk about Ireland, but I just
That's
wanted
all
to
right.
setting the scene
Oh,
for the
okay.
next
That's all right,
on the next kind of cohort of
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Just so all the Yiddites know what we're going to do, they're going to get it every episode because
They did well at the weekend, didn't they?
yeah, they had a 2-0 head start.
Yeah.
Yeah, went off Spursy again, didn't they? Lost to the Seagulls. Anyway, I might wear this every episode. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Just which way the wind blows. Just thought, guys, it's about time we started doing the old Yiddite baiting. So anyway, I didn't want to mention it too much at the beginning. Might mention it again a lot at the end. Right, Ireland. So this was a bit crazy
Yeah.
because we both ended up going to very similar locations, didn't we?
We weren't far away, no.
No, and I met somebody
Yeah.
in a pub who actually owns a pub who you know very well, and so does Simon Willismore.
I wouldn't say I know him very well. I know who he is. I've come across him quite a few times, but
You
Yeah.
gave it the big one when I messaged you.
no, I actually did not.
You did.
No, I didn't. I said his steaks are the best in Ireland, and he's Love You Simon's best mate.
The old Alex would have obviously eaten there a lot. The new Alex obviously doesn't eat there much at all.
No, I'd eat there even more now. Steak, I love steak.
We'll get onto that later.
Ah.
The Angler's Rest, if anyone's wondering,
Yes.
in Ballyconnell. Spent most of the 2 weeks in that, but that's a bit later on. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. So
What about the puddings though? They're just as good as a steak.
we did have dessert the first night.
Do you have like apple pie and custard? Or
Yeah, it
ice
would.
cream?
It would have
Ice
been.
cream and custard.
It would have been apple pie and custard, or it would have. Yeah, something like that.
The chips are good and all, aren't they?
You don't get many.
No, you don't. They're about that fat.
I like the steak and the Guinness. That was enough for me. It was awesome. It was really cool. I've got loads of funny stories which I can't repeat on
Yeah,
there. But oh my lord, we had a right laugh. Anyway, we'll get on to that later. Right. So let's set the scene. Episode 6 and 5, we're trying to catch tench, and we've realised we can't catch tench. And then UFO, mate. Fenland UFO.
What is that noise?
I have no idea. Fenland UFO. Anyway, then Alex, the last episode, you showed everybody how you're going to prep for Ireland
A checklist.
checklist, and then you went to do your
Yes,
festival.
I did.
So you went. So give us a lowdown. Then, what did you do? Where did you go? And how did you get on?
So, I have been going to the Arva Festival and the King Club festivals for 15 years now, I think. Quite a long time. So, normally we'd go on the real late ferry and 4-hour crossing, but the last couple of years we were going on the Liverpool to Belfast. And
That's even longer.
yes, but
Sleep.
you can sleep. Well, that's the plan. It doesn't normally work out that way, but that is the plan.
Did Gav go with you?
Yeah, Gav come with me this year.
Because he was sending me very strange messages.
Was he?
Yeah.
Like you went the wrong way and stuff.
Like he had. Oh, I'll come on to it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
is
inside
he a bit-
information.
No, is he just? Is his map? His map doesn't work in his head, does it? Obviously.
No.
No.
So yeah, so we left on the Friday lunchtime. Took me ages to pick Gav up because the A17 was traffic lights and tractors and
You
more
had to
traffic.
go via the A17.
Yeah, because he lives up near Lincoln, up there, doesn't he? He's like proper Hobbitsville where he lives.
Yeah.
And take the piss out of the fens, I tell you. And so picked Gav up, got on the ferry, good crossing. To be fair, it was a nice crossing, better than on the way back. God, that was rough. Got there, did a bit of a tour, and You have a bit of a chill out first day, get settled in, did a bit of fishing.
Where were you based?
So we are based actually in Arthur at the Breffney Arms. So
where's that near? Because I don't know where Arthur is.
Arthur is near. Well, Arthur, everyone knows Arthur. Come on, Andy, you must know Arthur.
No, I've never heard of it.
You must have heard of Gowner.
I've been to Loch Gowner. I fished Loch Gowner, and I've stayed in Gowner.
So Loch Gowner and Gowner is literally, it's the next sort of
village,
built up area.
Hamlet.
Yes.
Crossroads.
There's 17 pubs, a shop, and a butcher's, like most places in Ireland, and a bookies.
And 3 houses.
Yeah. And you're like, where do all these people live? But they all appear at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night.
We discovered a hen night.
Right.
In that town that I can't pronounce.
Ballyconnell?
No.
Oh, Lineski?
Lineski or something, yeah. Oh, my Lord.
Well, you know who's originally from there, even though he's from Wales? John
No.
Price. That's
Price what?
Derry Lynn.
Bagpuss.
Bagpuss, his family live in Derry Lynn. Yeah.
Mate, this hen party was, this hen night, it was
wild.
We didn't stay, put it like that. We may have lost a few team members.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
Yeah, anyway, that's
your story. So, Sunday there's normally an open match, and I drew. So they do a van draw. So me and Gav were sharing. So obviously you get Gav to do the draw because it's Gav. He's bunghole, and he normally on an end peg or somewhere. So he's done the van draw, and everyone wanted to be in Hollybank, even though they weren't sure how it's going to fish.
So you're fishing on the.
So we fished lots of different venues. So there's a couple of sections on Loch Gowner, which the main loch didn't fish very well.
He's not explaining himself very well.
Hang on. You're not like you, where you just fish one loch and go anywhere you like. There was two...
And normally the wrong places.
Yeah. So there's 2 sections on the main loch, which is Core 3 left and right, Nigel's and Emma's Shore. And then there's 2 sections at Kevin's Shore. And that was hard, all 2 weeks, that was hard. I think there might have been a 12 or 13 kilo off it one day, and that was the best weight off both venues. It fished hard. But the access is really good, and normally is brilliant fishing. So I drew Glasshouse, which is a tough venue. It hadn't been in the week before's festival, so it needed a bit of bait, and the venues were a lot harder this year. So the fishing was not as big a weight, but the beauty about it was you could, if you fished a good match and drew on a few fish, you could frame from a lot of different venues, which was good, which is nice, because normally it was like when you went to Hollybank last year, to frame, to win like the Super Pools, you had to be on Hollybank that day. So that was one bonus. And everyone was real close, so you could have like some steady days and one good day and you're straight back in it. So mostly pole work, a bit of feeder work. First week, I think the first week I had 2 days where I had less than 9 kilos, which was on the main lock. I think I had just under 7 kilos and 5 kilos. And then I had between 9 and like 12 kilos every day, which was nice fishing. I'm not sure where I ended up first week. I reckon I must have been in the top 10, I think.
Hold on, I'm doing the conversion. So about 22 to 35 pounds.
Yeah. Maybe not.
No.
Maybe not that
30.
much. Yeah, 28, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of, which is nice fishing. The festivals was always run impeccably. Where we stay, you get out of bed, go downstairs, have your breakfast, walk out the door, get your bait, walk back in, do your draw, walk back in your van and go to your peg. It's perfect. Come back, the boards are all in, food's there, you can eat up the bar, you can go next door for a Chinese if you want a Chinese, you can do whatever. It is really good and it suits everyone. So you can't fault the accommodation, and the people as well make it what it is, don't they, as you probably know. The Guinness is good, exceptionally good in some pubs, and even better than that in other pubs. I don't know why, but I went to different pubs in this first year. I've gone, the Guinness tastes better in that pub than it does in that one. And you think the Guinness in Ireland generally tastes better than it does in England, but from pub to pub, it tasted different, which was weird. So yeah, that was the first week. Gav did well. He was second overall the first week. Between us, we had like a couple of super pools. I think we were second in the pairs. I won the rotation. He won it, but because he framed, I won the rotation by default. So we picked up quite a bit of money the first week. Pays for the holiday. I didn't go there to win money, but it's always nice to help. It helps, doesn't it? I didn't feed a lot of bait, yet Gav seemed to feed shitloads of bait. And
He's richer than you.
well, obviously, yeah, miles richer. And yeah, so it was a bit weird. I felt like it was good fishing, great crack. Then the following week, the weather was good. We had one day that was pretty poor, and that was when we were going to the worst venue for it as well, Kevin Shaw. And I won the whole bank with 5 kilos. That's how bad it was. I couldn't believe it. You know, there was 2 kilos a kilo. It was rock hard that day. It was sort of the third week of that being in a festival, and there wasn't the sort of fish there to sort of withstand that sort of battering. And then again, I had that 5 kilo, and I had between 9 kilo and 13 kilo every day again. So it was lovely fishing. Just missed out on a frame. I was 6th overall. They pay top 5. But I was sort of best in the rotation, so I was happy with that. And they also did a blind pairs, and no one knew till the presentation, which is good. Normally it's like me and Gav go together and the same people. It's normally the same top 6 are normally the same sort of anglers. So to freshen it up a bit, they did a blind pairs, and it was brilliant. It worked a treat. The winners were Ian Morrison and Neil Parkinson, and they were 1st and 3rd in the whole festival. That's just how it goes. And then me and Kev Rouse from Devices, he was in my rotation all week, and we caught plenty of fish, so we were second. And then they also paid the last place.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So everyone was like, oh no. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have to mention it. So Glenn Lawrence, who was the Barnsley captain for many years and still real high up. This is how it goes. And John Payne, our very own caster blaster, they were last out of everyone in the pairs. So they got some money, and neither of them wanted to go and get it. It was quite funny, but it was all took in jest, and it was good. It was really good. The first week was won by Neil Mallison. We call him Calgon. That's his nickname round here. But he fished a real nice week, and then I think it was like the Thursday he did a proper ledgering performance, as he calls it, ledgering, and I think he won the match with like 16 or 17 kilos, and then just fished brilliantly for the rest of the days as well. And he was sort of the winner of that. Gav was second, and then the second week, who won the festival second week? Ian Morrison won the festival second week. Fished great match, great festival. Andrew Lightbrown and Rob Holt, I think, was second and third. 4th was Parky, and 5th was Neil Mallison. He beat me by about a kilo, and then I was 6th. So I won my rotation the second week, so I was happy with that. Picked up money every single day, just keep chipping into the pot, the pool's pot. And come home on the Saturday morning. It was rough crossing. I daren't move. Honestly, you could hear all the duty-free crashing everywhere, and I'm thinking, oh God, just don't move. And I made the mistake of looking at my phone halfway through. I thought, no, I'm putting that in my pocket and just...
Was it really that bad?
It was bad, yeah. We went on the fast ferry, you see, so it was like just getting battered by the waves. But really enjoyed it. Can't wait to go again next year. Like I say, all the people that go there, it was good to see some anglers that haven't been for a long while because of health. Mouse was there. Great to see Barry Wigginton and all the old guys there. And no, it's great. I love it. It's proper holiday.
What methods did you catch on?
Method-wise, predominantly pole, loose feeding. Some venues were sort of cupping in ground bait, fishing it out. And... a little bit of feeder work on some of them when the fish backed off. You had to draw the right rotations. It's simple as that. The second week, I won the rotation, didn't even get in the top 5. and the top 5 all were in the same 2 rotations. So it says it all really. It sort of panned out how it had a day of fishing, the next day it didn't. Day of fishing on the venues. So if you hit that venue on the day it fished, you was right up there.
Yeah.
It seemed that those 2 rotations were on the venues on the right days.
Do you get the feeling the fish move quite a bit?
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
Oh, massively. You know, they get a battering and they move off, but then another shoal of fish come in, and like each day slightly different. But we were going to the last day, so we was in the mix the last day, and we were going to Enish, and Enish is one of them venues where the day before it had like 19 kilos, 17 kilos, which was like, wow, it switched on. Finally, the roach have appeared. So we was a bit behind, and me and Gav both went there thinking we could still win the whole festival if we come back with like 20, 25 kilos if them roach are there, which you can easily do. But it didn't fish. It just didn't fish. I think there was... Kev Rouse won it with 9,990. I had 9,600. Gav had 8 kilos, and then everything was below that. It fished really tough. Really tough, but that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You can't beat luck sometimes.
Well, you have to practice really hard, be very good, and you have to rely on a little bit of luck.
Yeah, I mean, to win a festival in Ireland, obviously you have to be on it. You can't not win, but you need that little bit of luck.
Yeah.
You know, if you speak to most people throughout that week, they'll have a performance where they go, well, I just did that and it worked. You know, like, I know people who won festivals before and have gone, well, I was going nowhere and I just balled the feeder line, and all of a sudden I caught 7 bream, in like little instinctive things that happen, and that's what wins you it in the end. But yeah, love it.
Did many bream come out?
Not really, no.
I have seen so many bream.
Really?
Oh,
Not in fishing nets though.
no, I found looked one.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, the shoals were monumental. We couldn't see the pipe because of the bream. We had to try and find the perch shoals.
Yeah.
Because the bream shoals were just too immense.
Yeah.
And these were big bream. Honking great things, up to 12 pounds, some of them.
Yeah.
Really big ones. But yeah. Oh, that was good, mate. So what's the crystal for?
So if you won your rotation on the day, you got an Arva crystal, or a cavern crystal, obviously what it's known for. So for those anglers that have been to that area fishing, I'm sure they've got plenty of crystal in their cupboards.
Those in the know will know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
So is that staying on the table?
Yeah, that can stay on the table, yeah.
So, guys, we're building up the table for season 6. So that's the first
First
item.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the other one on there?
You know what the other one is, mate. It's-
Manky hat, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it say England
Can't fish boat team.
using a fish finder team.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Not very well.
Oh.
So should we get into this one then?
Go for
So
it.
you came back, didn't you? Oh, actually, let's do it in a bit of a chronological order. You came back,
Yeah.
and then we did the draw for the raffle.
Yeah.
So has everyone collected their prizes?
Not yet, no.
Do they know?
Yeah, they do. Pete Larkin I haven't seen, so that's probably why he hasn't got his. Lee Kendall will probably send someone in to pick his bits
Is that
up.
Lord Kendall?
Well, yeah, Lord Kendall.
Yeah.
Apparently biggest draw bag at Footfish Farm. That's what I heard. But
So why is he not coming? Is he banned from the venue? Or?
no, they don't like to travel too far from Peterborough, do they? You know, Pidley's such a distance from Peterborough. It must be 25 minutes.
That's a long way.
It is.
It is a long way.
It is,
isn't
honestly. Whittlesey's miles away from
He'd have to have a
Pidley.
kip on the way, wouldn't he?
I don't know what it is. People in Whittlesey think that Pidley is miles away from Whittlesey. And you're like, it's not far.
Andy Wilding is his second home, isn't it?
Ah, what, Pidley?
No. Yeah, Pidley. Your
Yeah,
shop.
on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I leave
He
early
lives in
on a
there.
Thursday.
I don't blame you.
So I keep getting there early, leaving early and earlier, hoping I miss him, but he's getting earlier and earlier himself.
If you lock the doors, he'd be there Friday morning, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Grinning away,
Yeah.
moling away.
Yeah.
Right, so we did the draw for the gear, so that was really good. So thank you everybody that helped with that. Then I went on the Saturday. This is quite important. I was the first one at our place at Shared Discovery Village, which is on the banks of Upper Loch Earn, near Lissana.
Lineski.
That's the town that I cannot pronounce. Literally 6-minute drive. So I got all my gear in the chalet, and I thought, well, I'm just going to drive into the town. And I thought, I've got to have a pint. So I went into a pub called the Oak Barrel.
Right.
And it'd only been open that week since COVID.
Really?
This is what Ireland's crazy place, isn't it?
Yeah.
So going there.
Probably because they've rented all the rooms out to Ukrainians and stuff like that. That's what most places have done and earned more money out of that than opening them up.
So they did it all up. It's all been done up, and there's a few people in there. And I was just sat next to a guy at the bar, and I was just asking him where to go and eat, and he was giving me, you want to go these places in Enniskillen, these places in Ballyconnell. He goes, this is the best. You want to go to the Angler's Rest?
Yeah,
It's got loads of stuff fishing there. And I didn't. And he said they do a good steak in Ballyconnell. So I was writing a list for the lads where we're going to go. And then he said, my son goes pike fishing. And he showed me some pictures. So I just said, well, if you come down on the last day, I told him when the last day was, the 5th of October. If you come and find us at the village, I'll give him some lures. This is really important at the end. Right, so, and that was it. So the lads all turned up and we were going places. So when they first got here, where should we go for food? I said, we'll go back into the town. But then I said, actually, no. I said, we'll go back into that town. But it's shut on a Monday. Literally, there's no food. All the takeaways are shut. Everything's shut. So we ended up going into Ballyconnell. And guess what? On a Monday night in Ballyconnell, it's shut as well.
Yeah.
So
you know why, don't you? Because Sundays they have such a big night after going to church. They're hanging on a Monday.
So this is the first time we went to the Angler's Rest. And spoke to the barman, because we got to know them by their first names. Robert, who was a Canadian, who was very Irish. He went, no, go to the golf club. No, the hotel. He said, it's only just up the road.
Yeah, on the corner there, isn't it?
Huge hotel.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, so we had changed. We were in jeans and T-shirt, and our mates, our other team members, had just come off the water. They were still in their fishing gear. So we rock up to this 5-star hotel. And the guy said, there's a golf section, and they have a bar that sells burgers and chips. So I said, you'll be all right in there. So I said to the lads with me, I said, right, we'll go in the side entrance, because that must be where it is. Went in the side entrance, and we're right smack bang in the middle of the posh part, with the waiters are wearing like these aprons and things. So I walked in going, all right, mate. I said, can we get food? He goes, no, it shuts at 7:30, about 7:15. I went, where's the place we can get burger and chips? And he gave me these crazy directions for the hotel. So I said, no, mate, you have to do it. So anyway, we ended up going up the stairs to this place, and it was all right. I stood a bit hoity-toity, and the other lads are phoning me and going, we can't come in. I go, why not? He goes, we just can't come in. We're in our scubby fishing clothes. We're in a 5-star hotel. So I don't know where they were. I think they went back to the Chinese in Ballyconnell and then took that home. So
Chinese open on a Monday? So it's definitely Irish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chinese don't open on a Monday in England, do they?
No. But there was a Chinese open in Ballyconnell, I think. I don't know. So the whole 2 weeks was like, this is the food situation.
Did they order too much food from the Chinese?
No, I did. One night.
Oh, right. Okay, we'll come on to that.
So the whole 2 weeks was basically, you had to drive. We had to drive to Ballyconnell to get food, because we could go get beer from this other place and crappy pizza and Chinese, which wasn't too much of. But it was this chaos, basically. You come off the water and you got this chaos going on. Anyway, I digress. So we borrowed a boat from Dan's mate Lucas, and it's the Polish connection, because Dan's Polish but got British citizenship. So we've got this boat coming from Scotland that we practiced in, and these guys had it for 6 years and nothing's gone wrong. We get in the boat. First day it's fine. Second day, the guy who's brought it down is staying for a couple of days, and he's going back to Scotland. It's the second day we're on the water, and the first day we're just trying to suss things out. We're not catching much at all, but we're seeing a ton of perch, like bait fish everywhere, and we're sussing out the upper Loch Earn, because we can fish basically 13 miles of water. So it's kind of like, holy crap, where do you start? But it's loaded with gullies. If I show the Navionics map, there's gullies everywhere. So we were concentrating on the gullies and the drop-offs and just trying to find the bait fish. Biblical. Bait fish everywhere. And you can see the pike in between them at times. So on the first day, we just pottering about. Second day, we went to one area and we found some really big pike hanging off this bait fish. And Lucas and Dan were casting at them and couldn't get them to respond. And I just had my big Wolf Creeks, like 25. I just took those out for one day. First cast, bang, 107 centimetre pike.
What's that, £25?
No, it's so skinny and a huge head.
Right.
But it was probably weighed about £17. It was really lean.
Oh, right.
But a competition fish was great. So we live scoped it. They couldn't get these fish to respond. And as soon as I chuck out the big bait, it would wallop. They found another fish and chucking little baits at it. So I changed colour, same size bait, chucked it out again, bang, 90 centimetres. This is...
Yeah.
Took the bait off, so those two colours work. Put another colour on, and now they're getting frantic because they want to catch them. They're chucking around, chucking over these fish they can see on the scopes. I'm just chucking blind. Wallop! Had another big hit.
So what you're saying, you're lucky.
I'm just great. It came off, but it didn't really matter because I was just messing about. So I took that colour off, so I had 3 colours straight away that I knew worked.
Yeah.
And I just laid them down. And I had to mend them when I got home because they had huge teeth marks in them, obviously. Then we tried a smaller one, and Dan had been trying to get this fish to take, and it wouldn't. And it was interesting because putting a smaller bait on, it reacted a lot slower. But we got it under the boat, and just by teasing it, wallop, that was 93. So in 3 casts using the live scope, I think that was it. 3 casts, I'd caught a 107, a 90, and a 93 in about an hour. And that we were chucking smaller baits. The lads were chucking, and they wouldn't catch anything. So obviously it was like, oh,
we need some bigger baits.
They're really aggressive. They're going to respond to this. Then we tried to start the engine, and it wouldn't start. It was like, what? So Lucas, whose boat it is, who's with us, is... Oh, no. So we'd phoning up people, like phoning up service station in Scotland. Long story short, we didn't have a boat for about 2 or 3 days trying to get it sorted, and it was so many things, little things that were wrong. One funny story, we paid 550 quid to get it fixed. The guy that fixed it gave it to us back and showed us the video of it working. We got it down to the slipway, put it in, it wouldn't start. Took it back to his place about 6 o'clock in the evening. He's only 10 minutes away. And I think it's a bit weird. He pressed a connector to the fuel pump because when you turn them on, you can hear that as the fuel pump pushing fuel into the engine. There was no noise, you see, so we knew it was a fuel pump issue. So when we got back to his, turned it on, no noise. So he touched a connector, the sound started. And he said, lads, you need one of these. This is broken. I can get one for you in 2 days' time. It's like, we've lost 2 or 3 days already. So Lucas and Dan phoned up their Polish mates, and they had an engine in a back garden for spares, which was in Mullingar,
yeah.
which is, we're in the north, just.
Yeah, you're on the border there,
Yeah,
aren't you?
so you had better go south, about an hour and a half.
Mullingar's down the N3, is it?
Yeah. So off we went to pick up a guy called Machi, who knew where this engine was, so we had to go and pick him up. Goes to find this engine in his back garden of a house that had no one in it, and then we were basically pulling it apart with the connector. We had the connector from the engine that was broken, and trying to find a connector that was exactly the same on this other. This was a Suzuki, and our engine was a Suzuki, but ours was a 175. This was a 70. It was like, oh my lord! 4 connectors later, we found the fuel pump tucked in the engine. Oh, yes, it's the same. So we cut that one off, took it back. It was about 10 o'clock at night. Got back to our matey boy in the morning, gave him the connector. He said, all right, that's brilliant. Well, good work. Come back an hour later. So we came back an hour later, and he was really stroppy with us, like really rude. And I wasn't very happy because we'd spent a lot of money with him, and there was no need for that. Anyway, we got the boat off him eventually. We're not going to believe this. Took it straight to the slipway, launched it. It started, but we couldn't steer it. The power steering nut on the bar, there's a bar on the back of these engines that you have the power steering, that's hydraulic, had been undone. Hydraulic fluid had pissed out everywhere. We had no steering. That's rain, mate.
That's rain.
Yeah. So we had all this trouble with the engine, and then the power steering went. So keep calm. How's that happened? We don't know. So I shot back into the town to find an auto spares place, which there was one in Lileski, and got some hydraulic fluid. We topped her up, and we got the power steering back online. But oh my lord, this was chaos. And this kind of like, so if you remember,
have you learnt from it though?
Yeah, don't borrow someone else's boat.
And take spare engines and parts and things like that.
Well, what you need to do is have...
See, with my checklist, I did have an extra platform just in case.
Did you have an extra engine?
And aquashoring. Do you know, us match anglers are quite prepared. You know?
You joke though, what we've learned is we need to take extra boats of the same make and model.
Oh yeah. Which, the same with us. If we always have a spare pole and all interchanges.
But this is like £50,000 worth of kit.
Well,
this is where it gets crazy.
Do you want to be the best?
I'll tell you a story about the Ukrainians in a minute. Ukraine's supposed to be at war. My God, they're government funded.
Are they?
I'll tell you now. They got this massive boat.
Maybe Zelensky's a fisherman.
They got 250 horsepower engines on the back. On the third day, they put on 300 horsepower engines that they bought from the local dealer while they were there, just so they could get through the waves quicker. They are professional anglers. They have been there for ages. They didn't stay with us a lot. They were like hobnobbing it in a little private thing, or big private place, different world. Anyway, that was mind blowing. How can they? How you think? How does that happen? But another story for another day. Anyway, so the point about the engine, it happened all at the wrong time when we just started getting these big fish on big baits. So then we got back on the water. My boat partner, Dan, who was the captain, we spent 3 days sussing out baits that he could catch on at the back because I was scoping for him at the front. And we never got back into the swing of things. And I didn't really cast for days because I had these baits that worked. I never got back into the swing of it. So come the tournament, we just bombed out basically. We were 10th, there's 2 boats in each team. We were 10th after day 1 out of 15. Looking to get up the leaderboard. We'd lost so many fish on the day 1. Day 2, similar. We were 12th overall, and by the end of day 3 we slipped down to 13th. The level of competition was incredible. The other teams are amazing.
It's a bit like, how can I put it, when England used to match fishing against the Eastern European teams, they were off the pace like you are at lure fishing, and it's like a complete reversal, isn't it? Like, now the Eastern European countries are bang on it. Do you know what I mean? They're like mad keen for it, and they're like match fishing so much higher standard. And with yours, because it's fairly new to us, isn't it? The lure game. It's like we're starting again, aren't we?
Well, look how many lure anglers there are in the country. There aren't many, but you go to somewhere like Poland, there's millions of lure anglers, and they collaborate between themselves brilliantly. But they've got this knowledge that's passed down through.
They have bigger teams as well, don't they?
So we spoke to. On the table at the end, on the last night, we had a presentation. We sat next to the Latvian team who came second, and I was speaking to them, and they have the team that was representing them there had a 3-year qualification process, and there's about 40 to 45 boats in each competition, and I think they have 5 qualification competitions each year.
Yeah,
and they said next year it's only going to be the 1 year lapse because 3 years they thought was too long, but you think. It's amazing. Really, really, really in depth how they do it. We get a team picked from guys that can fish Grafham and Rutland, lazy, fat reservoir fish. So we have very few methods that we employ, whereas they have such a depth of knowledge. But you're exactly right. Your analogy of how it used to be in match fishing.
Yeah, and they have bigger teams. You know, when you look at our international fishing, it's we've got some of the best anglers in the world. They're not backed. They're not back to go and fish to their ability, and it's a joke. It is an absolute joke. Like you just said there, Ukraine are at war, yet they've got all that for a lure fishing team.
Yeah,
for 15 countries.
Yeah,
and it's like to us, there's us in a tackle shop trying to pay for your fuel.
Yeah,
to do it.
Yeah,
and it's like it's just that's not right. That is it.
It's great to have people involved with the process because they feel a part of it.
Yeah.
However, business should be prominent, shouldn't it, in everything we do?
Yeah.
So all these England teams there should be businesses actually biting off our hands to back us.
Yeah.
But it's not there. It's such a problem because we can't in the boats. The boats is the extreme example. We just can't compete. No chance. No, and so. Steve Collett was brilliant. He's the England team manager. I've had a couple of long chats with him at the comp and since. And actually, none of us are disappointed because I think it's given us a hell of a grounding of where we are. If we'd have, because this is the style of fishing we should have done. So the Lithuanian team, check this out, they came first and second each day. The team that came first, they won each day, which is unheard of. So you have penalty points. So if you win, you get 1 penalty point. If you come 20th, you get 20 penalty points.
Yeah.
So they had 3 penalty points each day. So they had 9 points, the perfect score over the 3 days. And all they were doing, one person was driving the boat and scoping, the other person was standing behind, and they were just chucking the fish, and they knew how to stimulate them. I watched them for about an hour on the 3rd day, and they were using the same baits as us, but they knew how to stimulate the pike. And they had 2 rods, one with each bait on, and that was it. And they had worked it out to such a fine degree, and they went round and smashed the granny out of it. It was incredible to watch them.
And how long had they been out there for?
I think because they're from the Baltic areas, they had used their knowledge of Baltic pike in relation to Irish pike, because Irish pike are really aggressive. If you stimulate them, they were tatty as hell. They've been caught so many times, yet they were still willing to have a go. And I think it shows what happens with the coarse fish, that the fish are constantly moving.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And the pike are having to work all the time.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was, we had got it completely wrong. We thought the big baits would go off because that's what we experience in our fishing. So we were using the knowledge that we have, and it was completely wrong. Incredible experience, but it grounded us. We thought we were quite good, and now we realise, holy crap, we've got because the next one's in Estonia, so the squad's going to stay the same, but basically I think, and then this is going to be a completely different kettle of fish because it's catching smaller fish, which these guys are awesome at. Masters. We could come last because we have got so much to learn in a very short space of time. So it was a very humbling experience, a magnificent experience to have, but it's made me go. I came back. It's this Tuesday night, isn't it? We're recording this, and I got back early hours of Monday morning, and my brain's still decompressing from it. I'm kind of going, that was crazy.
Did you note it all down, all the little bits and pieces and stuff like that, where you can go or improve next year?
Yeah, well,
there's not a big team of you either, is there? What I was trying to get at is I suppose Ukrainians, they'd have someone on the bank sorting out all your issues.
Oh yeah.
With the boat, with the other boat out there while they're practicing.
We were filmed on one day by their spare boat. They had a spare boat that was a different colour. Actually, they had 4 boats. There was a smaller one with them, but they had a spare boat that was a different colour but the same model and make, and that kept flying around as well. And that was staying on certain spots just to guard them. But yeah, they'd have a support team. So when the Lithuanian team won, I counted how many people had the shirts on. I think there was 12. But they also had support crew. So this is what I was saying about the evening. So when you come off, you've been on the water all day, and you know what the weather's like. It's knackering, and you're working really hard trying to work lots of things out. And you need to sort your kit out for the next day. You need to dry out because we get wet, and then you're hungry because we don't really eat much. We're working so hard. You might take some muesli bars, but during the comp, didn't eat at all. You don't get time to eat. You have a bottle of water, and that's it. So you get into the evening, and then we needed someone to make fresh food, because going to a pub's okay for one night, but once you get 3 or 4 nights in, you feel crap, don't you?
Yeah.
So we were going to different places. We were having pizza, having Chinese, going to the pubs, and I was driving because I had my van over there. So it's only 20 minutes each way, but it's something else to do. It's dark, and you kind of bounce. And we were sleeping in these little bunk beds. And I had someone in my room for 3 or 4 nights, and I hate it. Can't sleep. And also with the food in your gut, and you're just sort of windy as hell. I reckon about 4 hours kip each night.
Everyone snores, don't they?
Yeah, and you get to the end of it, and
everyone snores, don't they, Gav?
And you were dead, absolutely dead. When I got off the comp, I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry my eyes out because I was physically knackered and really disappointed. So, and I got to the lads back at the chalet, and because we had to sort the boat out. And it's like the last thing we want to do is sort the boat out. We had to get it off the water, and I'm absolutely knackered.
Just want to go home.
No, I just wanted to lie down. I had such a bad headache because you're not eating, not drinking. And I saw Kev. He was Kev's cock. He was in the other team, other boat. He went, Andy, there's a guy here to see you. And I'm thinking, what? So I walked up to his boat where they were, and there's this guy with his lad looking at me, grinning. And I thought, and Kev said it was funny because you looked at him with the expression, who the hell is this? It was the guy from the pub from the first night. He had remembered. And it took me about 30 seconds. I went, oh, he found us. It was brilliant. So I had a long chat with him. And then his son came into our chalet. And I had loads of Western baits. So I got a bag and just gave him loads of baits. And his face was like, that was really cool that they came down to find us.
How
really
old
nice.
was the lad?
Don't know. Teenager.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And we had lots of people helping because obviously we had lots of issues. And the staff at the place we were staying were amazing. We had to get rescued one day by the rescue boat because we broke down. We were breaking down constantly. The engine would keep conking out.
So you were the laughing stock of the competition?
I think we got a lot of respect because people knew we were working really hard. I think I think they liked us because we were very humble about it all, and we just knew we were behind the 8 ball all the time, but we were not going to give up. But yeah, it's you've got to go with the American team, for example. They had a guy called John Hoyer fishing for them, who's a professional walleye angler, right up there. And I recognised him. I thought, crap, they've got John Hoyer fishing for them, which won't mean anything to the guys watching. But he is top of his game with walleye fishing, so he's fully sponsored angler, probably earns $500,000 a year from comps, and he's part of their team. It's a different level, but it's great because I realised I was probably the worst lure angler there, and you're talking to people and you learn it. You're like a sponge, learning it all. It was really good.
You say, come on the fend, boy. I showed catch a fend. I'm 30.
Yeah, it was different, mate. It was a different world. But I've come back with my head spinning. I was so tired, but lots of different. You've learnt so much, and there is so much we need to do for next year. But
what happened when you ordered the Chinese then? I'm going to tell you what happened, right?
Go on.
You're going to go, right, I'm going to have satay chicken for that, and then I'm going to have that for that, and then I'm going to have that for that, and I'm going to order a portion of chips because I love Chinese chips. And then when it turned up, everything you ordered come with chips.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And rice.
And you go, how am I going to eat all that? And it's still about €10.
Yeah, exactly what happened, yeah. So it was I was feeling that night. I had a stomachache, banging headache. I think it'd been really wet, and we had some of the engine issues. We were knackered at this. We were dead. So I just ordered way too much food for me and my boat partner. And because he doesn't know what he wants to eat, which is very frustrating. So I just ended up ordering bucket loads. And it came with chips and or rice.
Yeah.
So one of the lads picked up all the stuff for us. We had this box. It was about this big. We're taking out these cartons going, did we order this? It's never ending. Yeah.
Well, we fell for this last year. So me and Caster Blaster said, we'll order. So it's like, right, we'll have two satay chicken, and then we'll have like your starters. Then we'll have, well, he wanted that, and he wanted that, and he wanted that, and we better order some that special fried rice. And anyway, I think between like 11 of us, it worked out like €20 each. And I tell you, we had enough food to feed the whole festival. It was a joke. Everything come with a bag of chips or rice. Some of it come with rice and chips, and honestly, it was disgusting how much we chucked away.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You feel a bit bad about it.
Yeah, and it was the cheapest meal there.
Yeah.
And like your chicken's like chunks of chicken's that big, not like here where it's like 3 bits of chicken and some sauce and a bit of this and a bit of that. It's like the Chinese is the best Chinese ever.
Well, let's tell that story about the Angler's Rest. So we've been in there we've been in there about 3 times, and there's a guy at the bar wearing an Angler's Rest sweatshirt, fairly old guy, who was lovely, and we clicked he was the landlord. And we went in there one time. We had Sunday roast as well in there on the Sunday, funny enough. And he goes, lads, I'll sort you out. He goes, I'm going to get the first round in. And he went to the staff behind the carvery bit. He goes, when these lads come in, fill their place up. They're starving. He told us, he said, give them everything. And it was like, because we were hungry. And honestly, it was like mega. And then Collett joined us, Steve Collett, and he's also an old he matched fish. He knew the whole area from match fishing days. And we're sitting there talking. He went, you know who that guy is, don't you? And we went, yeah, it's that. Yeah, we know. We've been talking to him all week. He goes, it's Francis McGoldrick.
Yeah.
And I said, and he went, look. And on the wall was a plaque, an Angler's Mail, where he had won the Feeder World Championship or something.
I don't
in the
know.
70s.
Yeah, it's all up there.
Yeah. And he said, we said, well, he's the landlord. He went, no, he's not. We went, yeah, he is, because he's been buying us drinks all week. And it was like, and Steve knew him, and he knew someone called Booby.
Paul Boothby, yeah.
Paul Boothby.
Boo was there, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he went, I can't believe this.
Oh, well, he was eating there.
Yeah.
He lives over there now.
He was there with Francis.
Yeah.
And I don't know this guy, but he was telling us about him as well. And it's just crazy how fishing's such a small world, isn't it? So I messaged you, and then you said he was Simon's mate. So I messaged Willsmore, and he started sending me really soppy messages as though he's talking to Francis.
Oh, I love you, Francis.
I could embarrass him by reading them out. I won't.
No.
But I'm thinking,
he's a fellow gooner, isn't he? You can't.
No, we've got to stick together. We'll get onto that in a minute. Yeah, so that was crazy. But at this place at the Angler's Rest, the steaks were, no word of a lie, 2 inches thick. We demolished several herds of Irish cows.
There's a lot over there, though, mate.
We did get through a few. And this...
A lot of anglers stay there. A lot of anglers stay there for the festivals because it's like not far from everywhere. It's not far from the north, not far from the south. You know, it's a cracking place to stay.
It is good, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And there's live bands on Saturday nights. Did you have the live band when you were there?
No, we didn't go on there Saturday.
We didn't go this year. We didn't have time. But last year we went, and the year before that, and yeah, there's a live band on, and stayed there all night. Yeah,
it's good. Amazing places, aren't they? Really? And such
fantastic.
nice people. Unless the ones that we got our engines sabotaged. But maybe that's just us getting tired and having conspiracy theories in our head.
You weren't Scottish, was he, the guy?
No. I just think it was one of those coincidences that kept happening. It's like, not something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was okay. Right, so that was... we've had 2 amazing experiences, haven't we?
Yeah.
In Ireland.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, should we just touch upon how we're going to do the podcast for the rest of the season 6?
Yeah.
So we think we've got this right.
Hopefully, yeah.
So we're going to do one next week.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that? We worked this out.
That will be the rounds 1 and 2 of the Winter League, and most of the Winter Leagues up and down the country would have started by then.
So we'll get in touch with Richard Chave.
Richard Chave.
JV. We'll get in touch with Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Bordenham. Yeah. Ben. And of course we've got...
Who?
Canal Masters.
Oh. Yeah, Marty.
Yeah. So we'll get in touch with the lads and see if they're up for it. I mean, Alex is pretty confident they will be. I think they will be.
Yeah.
So
I think the people that were in that league like listening to the results as well.
So we'll start doing that next week.
Next week, yeah.
But the reason we're doing it next week is we're trying to sync with the Winter League.
Yeah. So do it every other week.
And then after that, we'll miss a week and have the next round of 3.
So instead of doing one every single week,
Yeah.
it'll be every other week.
Yeah, and that's how we're going to run it. And also we'll try and add content in for non-match anglers as well, because otherwise we'll start excluding people. And I haven't forgotten that I did say I was going to fish the Christmas Open.
You did.
We need to lead up to this. So I'm Cheesy Bob. I'm
Yeah.
going to fish the Christmas Open.
It might be sold out by the time you book in.
But I have got no gear. Now this is the one we need everyone's help.
Right.
There's 2 things. People, we need to fill the table up with banter stuff.
Yeah.
But I need equipment.
Yeah.
Like
you definitely need equipment.
I like a brain.
Maxima £8 and a size 10 animal. You might catch a few rudd.
I think lift method's not going to work, is it? No. So you have to lend me a whip and a pole or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I need rigs. I think rigs would be funny. If we start getting this organised now, so people need to send me some rigs so I can use them. And what else am I going to need?
Depending on who you draw next to, you could have all my gear.
So are they 8 peg sections?
It depends. Well, in the Winter League, they try and do it as if it's a Winter League section of 8. But in Bob's matches, it's 10 pegs.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 9 anglers in my section shitting themselves.
Yeah.
In case I fluke, in case I get above them. So my aim is not to come 10th.
Yeah.
So you be warned.
Yeah.
But Alex is going to give you some tuition. Doesn't realise this yet.
Right.
Feeding pans.
Yeah.
But I've got no equipment. That's where we're struggling. So I can't use that crappy platform we use for the feeder fishing.
Yeah, you can. You just don't use a crappy chair.
I need a box. I need a seat box then, not my chair, not my fox chair.
Don't think that's going to work with all
right,
your
okay.
attachments.
That'd be good. We'll film it and then we'll have a few beers after as well.
Yeah.
We might even film a bit of the drinking as well.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, yeah. But we'll lead up to that. And finally, I suppose, it just leads me to see where all the Unites are, because we haven't done any Mickey taking at all, and I might just wear this for the rest of the season.
You might have to wear it on your Christmas match.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if Spurs win the next game, you might have to wear a Spurs shirt for the Christmas match.
I've got a few bets outstanding with people, but they're not anglers. Well, they're not involved with our thing here.
Okay.
So I have to kind of get a few people stitched up. But no, that's not going to happen, mate. Newcastle.
What about them?
You drew. Did you draw?
We've drawn the last 2 games, yeah.
Last season, you were my top team for making a surprise kind of finish, but...
Well, we're still not far away now.
Is that your phone that keeps going
Yeah.
on? It's going mental.
Yeah.
Is that all your women messaging you?
Of course it is. Yeah.
So the shake has now turned to the
Yeah.
stud of Piddly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the time. And no, it's because I just announced the team for the next round, so everyone's chipping in.
Have you got 2 teams?
We have this year. Yeah.
We haven't mentioned this.
No, we've got 2 teams. So the rumour has it, apparently we've got 2 teams and both going to qualify and all this. So it's quite funny, you know. It's like all the banter and stuff. But if you never know, they might qualify. But it's a team of anglers that have probably, some have fished the Winter League before, some are new to the area, and some that have done commercial fishing and want to try natural venues. And we've been having meetings on a Wednesday, and they did very well in the first match as a team. We had the Eastern region, and they come third. Brilliant effort.
What, in the
Eastern Region Shield?
But your B team?
Yeah.
Where did the A team come?
We won.
Look at your face. We won.
We won.
Should we get onto that next week?
Yes.
Yeah, because that'd be good for next week.
Yeah.
And we need a couple of guests, and we must get on the metal detector guy. I can't remember his name.
Lodgy,
yeah.
Yeah.
So we've either got to get, if they will qualify again, I suppose.
Hopefully. They won the first round, I noticed this week.
Did they?
Yeah.
But we've got to get him down.
Anyway, I'm
and
sure.
Andy.
Andy?
And little Andy.
Kinder?
Yeah. He said he'd do
love.
it. Yeah, we'll get him in the middle here.
Yeah.
So we need him down as well.
Next time he's down, we'll collar him.
Yeah.
We might have to get him on the there.
We can sit him on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Right, we're going to
Anyway, I
have
don't know
to
if anyone noticed that Andy's the same height as me. It's because, like, you know, he was saying, I look like a little hobbit. It's because this,
go. Yeah, I sat Alex on the crappy bit of the
about
sofa.
5 foot below sea level here.
That's why I look like a little dwarf over
Yeah.
there. Yeah. I'm 6'3" normally. Sit on that sofa, I was 2'10".
Yeah. 2'5".
Yeah. I'm not even sure everything's worked, Alex, because I haven't used it for so long. So if this podcast comes out, it'll be a minor miracle. But right, we need to go, and we'll see all you guys next week. We'll do Winter League, and then it'll be every other week. But
you never know. Peter might have another sponsor by then. Might change. Yeah, they might have done.
How many have they got now?
I don't know. I've lost count. I just say Peterborough now.
Lidl still involved?
Lidl, Asda, Aldi. Maver. Maver's the new one, and they look very smart.
Do they?
Look very smart, yeah. So.
Well, I think it's about time we took the mickey out of all the Uddites and all the Peterborough crew constantly for the rest of the season. You've been warned it's going to happen, and we'll catch you next week.
Ta-ra.